Getting camera on, okay. So I'm going to do some other stuff, but I want to try a more full-on electric version of someone's ballad. Take it away from the kind of melancholy of it, maybe. See how it comes out. She pulled into the hotel, Sierra, white-heeled and hollow-eyed, trembling at the memory of a future that had died. The man that she relied upon to bring her roses and the truth had drained the last tear out of her and closed down the fortune teller's booth. The desk clerk lifted up his head and gazed in sympathy. Too many days he had had a similar sight to see. Each night had a story and most of them were the same. He slipped the register over to her and watched her thinking up her name. She tried to walk with dignity and disguisedly forlorn, used her hodl case to hide where her stockings were torn. Her room was on the first floor, so she took the elevator in case she had to climb a much larger staircase later. She threw a bag into a corner and stared the bathroom mirror down. The finger bruises on her neck made her involuntarily shudder and turn around. She walked over to the window and perused the midnight streets. So used to hearing rage talk that the silent sounds lullaby sweet. She lay down on the bed, aching in so many places. She whispered softly to herself, the devil has many faces. Staring at the ceiling, but seeing 1,000 miles beyond. Shadows, hieroglyphics, sending messages from days long gone. She pulled a cigarette out and fumbled for a match. When she found the box was empty, she sighed, there's always a catch. She put her phone on charge, but kept its tongue switched off, wishing her ribs didn't stab her every time she coughed. When did she fall in love or under its charade? When did the facade fall down and she saw how her bed was made? One time was too often, but she'd seen 100 since and more. he softened her resistance, and then he went to war. It seemed that he had the knack to fail one time after another, and lashed at her to strike back at life and fate, his father and his mother. They told him he'd amount to nothing every childhood night, and it seemed he'd spend his adulthood proving them right. She saw good in everyone, a lethal naivete. A flashing smile can hide a torment too deep to forget. Oh, from a whirlwind romance to a closed-door hurricane, from a first time of tenderness to 1,000 of pain and shame. The sound of a bottle opening, oh, it would fill her with dark dread. She knew that a few hours hence fresh blood would be bled. Whatever word she said would be the excuse he'd need, and the deed seemed to be spurred on by how much she'd plead. One time there was a baby, and she thought maybe things would change. But a blow to the stomach had that chance rearranged. When it seems like you've lost everything, fate finds more to steal. And tomorrow morning sunrise loses its appeal. She opens up her purse and lays her escape route on the bed. One bottle of white ones, half a bottle of red. She unscrews the caps and weighs up her chances. What would you do now were you given her circumstances? might be a difficult song for me to sing. I forgot to say on the other takes, but I'm trying to say at the end of each take two things. First of all, the ending of the song is open. It's not ambiguous, it's just open. The last two lines, she unscrews the caps and weighs up her chances. What would you do now? Well, you're given her circumstances. So that's where the song ends there, and that's where the lyrics end there. And how the song ends is how you want it to end, having heard the story, how do you think it will end? So whatever you think becomes that lady after that last question mark is the right answer. And the other thing I would say is that if there's a message to the song, it is that too many people hold on for too long. I will make public at some point how come I know what I'm talking about here. It's alluded to in one of my book's jottings. Is that too often people hang on in a bad situation, thinking it'll change, or it'll turn around, it'll go in reverse. And it's best not to think of that, because in my experience, I've never seen a leopard with stripes, you know. They've all got spots. Thanks for your time, and God bless you wherever you go. And if you know anyone that maybe needs a helping hand or an ear, don't hold back, okay? Better to be wrong than sorry. God bless.